6, 1945. The United States dropped the world's first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. 140,000 people died. 3 days later, Washington dropped a second bomb on Nagasaki. Another 40,000 people were killed. Within days, Japan surrendered, ending World War II. But people's suffering was just beginning. The effects of the atomic bomb were felt kilometers away from ground zero. There was almost total destruction close to 500 meters from where the explosion occurred. 4.5 kilometers away, approximately 50% of survivors later died due to radiation exposure. There were lots of collapsed residential buildings close to 9 kilometers away. And as far as 11 kilometers away, people suffered third-degree burns due to radiation.
First, there was a flash of light. Then a little after, there was the boom. Everyone said, "It's an air raid, it's an air raid."
For years, the two cities became known for cancers, premature births and malformed babies. The world may have moved on. But one man, whose remains of 3 of his own family members were never recovered, did not. For years, he searched for human remains at Hiroshima Island, just 4 kilometers from ground zero.
Everything that I've found here so far has been human bone, so I would guess that this is probably the same.
He'll add that to the more than about 100 bone fragments he's unearthed thus far.
The bones in here, they haven't been treated humanely for 80 years. They've been buried in the earth, like they're objects. Normally, when we humans die, we are buried respectfully. That's the humane way to do things.
To prevent the spread of nuclear weapons, 191 states have since joined the 1968 Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. But Washington's recent attack on Iranian nuclear facilities has raised tension among nations. And even worse, U.S. President Donald Trump's recent remarks.
If you look at Hiroshima, if you look at Nagasaki, that ended a war too. This ended a war in a different way.
People today who don't know about the war focus only on the recovery, and they move the conversation forward while forgetting about these people here. In the end, it becomes like, even if you drop an atomic bomb, you can recover. That's why there will be people who think it's okay to drop the bomb again. There will always be people who try to justify it in a way that suits them.
Kayo says as long as traces of the dead remain forgotten in the soil, the war remains a thing of the present. He'll continue bringing dignity to them as survivors overcome adversity and rebuild their lives. Kuria Kanja, TRT World.